In 1989, NASA did a study of over 20 different types of plants to see which ones would be best at filtering air in a closed chamber with certain pollutants. And in this video, we're going to talk about what plants those are and which ones are going to be best to put in your house to purify your air. Hey guys, it's Joe here with another video. This video, we're going to talk about the top 10 plants that you want to choose for your house so that you can purify your air. So I just want to give you a little disclaimer about this. So the study that NASA did in 1989, that was in very controlled conditions in a closed space where there wasn't any air circulation at all. And the amounts that they found that the plants purified for those pollutants, it actually wasn't super significant to make a huge difference. There's been like multiple studies that have also been done that haven't really seen any meaningful difference that plants have made on the air quality that you would be able to notice. But that doesn't mean your plants aren't going to purify your air at all. It does have a very minor effect, but you would need to have a whole lot of plants to make any meaningful difference. Just gonna throw that disclaimer out there. Don't expect to buy one plant and solve all your problems and give you forest fresh air on day one. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's get into the plants that NASA studied. If you look at the paper, I'm gonna throw that in the link below. There's a whole bunch of plants and they looked at a few different chemicals like benzene, formaldehyde, and other types of chemicals as well. So they measured both the air quality before and after the plants as in relation to the surface area of the plant leaves. They also took some of these plants and looked at their chemical concentration of these pollutants before and after they did the study. With different types of chemicals, each plant had kind of different purification levels. Some plants did better with formaldehyde while others did better with benzene. So it's kind of hard to just throw a plant out there that's best in all these areas. Each one kind of has its own pros and cons. You can check the paper, you can look at the tables yourselves and the numbers if you want to do a deep dive into that if you want. Not that it's going to make a huge difference in the end. This is all a kind of a small effect after all. So without further ado, I'm just going to read off the list to you. These were the plants that were the best at purifying air, according to this study that NASA did, in no particular order. So we have the banana plant, we also have the English ivy, we have the bamboo palm, we have the Janet Craig, kind of sounds like a person, but it's actually a plant. And we also have the golden pothos, I'm sure you've heard of that one. And we also have the peace lily. We have the marganita and the warnecke. I'm not sure if I'm saying those right. We also have the mother-in-law's tongue, kind of a funny name. It's also called a snake plant, which I happen to have one right next to me here. You can just smell the fresh air coming off of it. And we also have the Gerbera Daisy. So out of the plants that NASA looked at, those are the ones that I saw that had the biggest purification factors. I think some of them even led to a drop in 80% of benzene, which weren't really that high to begin with. And others kind of had more modest results with like 10% with the reduction in formaldehyde. So all the ones that NASA listed are actually really common houseplants that you might see. You might see them walking around in an office space, or you might see them popping up in Pinterest stock photos. Not only do they look visually pleasing, but I think they're also pretty commonly found in most nurseries and gardening stores. You can go to like Home Depot and you'll probably find one. If I had to give one that I would recommend, it would be the snake plant or the mother-in-law's tongue. And the reason why I kind of like the snake plant is that it's really easy to grow and they don't really take up that much space. So if you kind of look at these leaves, they just grow vertically up and down like that, and they don't actually grow wide out like this. And so they kind of take up less space in your house. And they're also pretty low maintenance. I hardly ever have to water them, like maybe once a month or so. And my snake plant is doing just fine. And they also enjoy indirect light, like you don't have to put them right next to a window for them to do well and thrive. You can just put them anywhere in your house that's kind of nearby a window. They get at least a little bit of sunlight and they'll probably be fine and doing just great with very little maintenance required. So that would be my recommendation if you're looking for a plant that purifies your air. So if you're interested in reading that paper, I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description below where you can check it out. The exact numbers for the purification amounts are in that paper if you want to read it. Just FYI, I personally don't think those numbers have any significant difference. I think air purification from plants is going to have a very small effect on the air quality. I think better ways to purify your air is probably just increase air circulation within your home. So like just opening a window would actually do a lot to help clean out the air instead of trying to buy a whole bunch of snake plants and filling up your whole house. Probably going to be a more effective solution. That's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that one. If that helped you out, if you learned something new, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.